Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show has informative automotive guest interviews, new car reviews, along with popular features including Jeff's Car Culture, the latest new cars, cruise-ins, and racing dates. It's InWheelTime.com. Join us. You've got the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show coming up. Hemmings Sold Car Roundup. We're going to find out what these cars are worth and what people paid for them. It's a little fun game we play. We're also going to have this week's recalls. Jeff's Car Culture, and Mr. Mars reviews the 2025 GMC Sierra Denali
EV. Ta-da.
Okay.
It is.
All right. They also make a gas motor, too.
Yep.
You're going to do the EV, I got it. He looked at me like, you made a mistake.
No, you left it off. You didn't read the whole sentence.
Well, I read the sentence here just as I wrote it.
Okay, you're both grounded. Yeah.
You know, Mars was one of those guys in high school. He sometimes just wanted to reach over and slap him.
Again.
Howdy, along with Mike out of this world, Mars. We always need more Jeff Zekin, Chief Engineer David Ainsley. I'm Don Armstrong. We don't know what's going on. It's Saturday, and we're just going to do something.
Do something.
Well, yeah. You drove all this way just for ridicule and
For having fun.
For having fun. You want to do some? Let's do some recalls.
Yeah.
This all of these car companies must have bought these rear view cameras from the same company because there's so many of these in across all of these different brands of automobiles. Rear view camera image may not display. Ford Expedition for 2021. The rest of them are 2020 to 2022s. Ford Expedition. Ford F250, 350, 450, 550, and 600.
Wow.
Lincoln Corsair for 2020 to 2022 as well. Instrument panel display failure. Manufacturer, Ford. Bronco Sport for 25, Ford Escape for 25, and Lincoln Corsair for 25. Now here's one. This will set your house on fire. High voltage battery may catch fire. Mercedes-Benz EQB. Do you know what that is, Morris?
EQB.
You know, we don't get many Mercedes.
No, we don't, particularly the electric ones.
Well, they're all being recalled.
Well, there's that. At least this one is high voltage battery may catch fire. Can you imagine? I got 10 of those on my lot. Pull them off there and from inside, take them outside in the back of the lot. Yeah. Mercedes-Benz EQB 250, 300, and 350, 22 to 24 model years. And one more. Honda Pilot 2025. The third row seat belt may not function. You won't know it until it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
As you go flying through the windshield.
Yeah.
Okay. We're done with that. Let me put this away.
Put it this away.
Put it this away. And now we're going to dig down into here.
Dig it.
And we're going to do this week's Hemmings.com Sold Cars Roundup. So Hemmings has an online auction. They have them every week. And you can go on there and you can look at the cars that they have for sale, and you can see the current bid. And if you're interested in it, you could put in your bid. They have a very detailed description of the car, lots of pictures of it on there. Again, when you're buying something like this, you always want to know what you're getting into. So if you pay, say, $20,000 for a 1990s car, you may or may not be getting exactly. Now, Hemmings does a lot of background on these cars to make sure that you're not buying some rust bucket from northern Minnesota. Okay? But
there's always a little bit of room for error.
Right. And so it's a kind of a roll of the dice, but here we go. So our boys here on the dais are going to guess the price of this car. Now, this is a 1998 Pontiac Trans Am. All right? Black, chrome wheels. It looks like a stock, a really good-looking car. It's all shined up, nice wash job, all that.
Except for that headlight bezel that's all jacked up, but that's all right. See that right there?
Oh, I don't know anything about that.
Jeff's cheating.
I am.
Okay, 1998 Pontiac Trans Am. What do you think on auction that this car sold for?
$12,000.
18. Actually, 22.
Which is your guess? 18 or 22?
22.
Okay, well, it was 18,375.
Oh, Michael.
So
It's the wheels. They threw me off.
Yeah, the back one looks kind of, anyways.
you got to stop. All right, let's move on to number 2. This is a 1997 Land Rover Defender 90. Now, I am not a Land Rover Defender or any other kind of Land Rover aficionado. I don't really know that much about these things, but this is a 97, very square. This is a high-end vehicle, not only when it was new, but even in the aftermarket, now that it's being sold, actually was sold on Hemmings.com. Looks like it's got lots of add-ons.
Lots of stuff.
Lots of stuff. Lots of lights, Nerf bars,
Skid plates.
all that.
Winch.
How much?
$65,000.
45.
You got your seat?
Yeah. It's probably 120 probably.
89,250.
For a 28-year-old?
89,250.
That's
25,
the
35,
price.
37-year-old vehicle.
No, that's the price.
I know, no, but I mean, okay, but it's a 1997
97.
model, so it's 28 years
Yeah.
old.
Yeah. I don't know how much they're worth, but apparently
I don't know
somebody
either.
thought
They're worth a lot.
89 was a good bargain on this thing.
I guess. I mean, I would think it got a lot of
Now,
off-road
here's
wear and
something
tear.
for you, Mars, over there in Neaterville.
I need it.
Well, you can make you some money on this one.
Maynard.
A 1930 Ford Model A Wrecker. I didn't even know that they made such a thing, but clearly somebody has taken this no horsepower Model A truck, which basically, do you know the difference between that and the coupe version? There is none. The only thing is you take off the back end of the Model A and you replace it with a bed like that. That's how Henry made billions of dollars. The body is the same. It's just the back end of it. So there's a wrecker for you. And I don't know what you could tow with it.
Well, I mean, it doesn't weigh much if you tow other vehicles.
No, but it has no
vehicles.
horsepower, Mike.
Well, but they don't need much if you're not towing much. I mean, what does it weigh? 1,800 pounds?
You're towing other Model A's.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Other antiques.
Yeah. Burn up the clutch every time.
Exactly.
No idea.
Has it got a
You
clutch?
go first, Mike.
I think it does have a clutch. A
Yeah,
1930 Model A. So it's got a flat 4 in it. I would assume that it's a flat 4.
I would go. It's a kind of a unique vehicle, so I would go as far as 18.
I was going to go 12.
Well, Mr. Mars, 18.9.
You're spot on today.
Because a collector that would look at that, and he's got a bunch of the antiques that are original, he'd look at that and say that would be a nice addition to my collection.
Yeah, either that or would it be fun, I think, to go to, a Model A show, right?
Right.
Early iron, and tow some wrecked Model A behind it.
Oh, yeah. A salvage piece or something, yeah.
Something fun.
Yeah.
Or
I could see that.
Or an $89,000 Defender.
Well, you couldn't tow that way too
too
much.
heavy.
I could see that, though.
The next vehicle is Jeff's.
Yeah, baby. Look at that. Oh, man.
Is that not nice looking?
That's beautiful.
Okay, this is a 1965 Plymouth Belvedere 2.
Yes, it is.
I did not know that there was a Belvedere 2.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's still stuck on one.
So it's a 4-door station wagon, glass all around. It's not a cargo van or anything
Mighty.
like that. But here's the tip off to me: the hood scoop.
Yeah.
So what do you think is under the hood?
Something big.
I believe it's got a V8 under there.
Yeah.
So what did they make in 1965?
Well, not necessarily what they made, because those are aftermarket wheels that are on it.
Well, I know that, but I
But
mean the vehicle itself. It's a 65 Plymouth Belvedere.
318?
I think they made a 360 then
They
as
did.
well. I don't think they were into the 383 except for the truck. They
318
made-
maybe?
This would be a great vehicle to take on the hot rod tour of Texas.
Oh, yeah.
Tell you what. Well, tell us what it is, and then we'll see if you're right.
No, we're not.
No.
Not
So I'm going to say again, very unique, possibly a retro mod. I would think, based on what we can see, 26.
I'll go 30.
Well, both of you are very wrong. $59,430.
But we're only going to give you 30. So take it or leave it. Damn it.
Yeah, there's got to be a little more to it, like up underneath that hood.
Well, you know
maybe
what?
a 440 or
Look at the tailpipe. The tailpipe's a little longer, and I think that's what you're paying for.
The longer tailpipe.
the longer tailpipe.
Okay, now for you pick-em-up truck fans, I thought this was pretty cool. A 1983 Ford, what ultimately became the Super Duty, an F-250.
That's clean looking there.
It's very clean, and if I'm not mistaken, that's a four-wheel drive with big knobbies all around it. It looks like it just rolled off of, out of the showroom, and they put some nice wheels and tires
Independent
on it.
suspension, four-wheel drive.
All right. Well, it's not independent all the way around. No, well, it's got an axle.
Oh, that's an axle.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
they have weird front ends on them.
They do. 83 Ford F-250, super clean looking. How much?
16.
Mars?
12.
18,638, Jeff.
Close.
Yeah. I would consider that. I couldn't handle those big knobby tires, but
Well, that depends on how you use it, too.
this is going to be another Jeff car.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Because why, Jeff?
Because, well, it's a big old boat.
It's a Buick.
Yeah.
It's a 1973 Buick Centurion.
Man, look at that.
From outer space. It is a convertible. It's
Angelic
a two-door, and it is big.
Yeah.
Big. It's got aftermarket wheels on it. But 73 Buick Centurion is not a collector car by any stretch of the imagination. But you know as well as I do, that thing will float down the street, friends.
And if you find the right buyer.
Yeah, well, somebody did. Somebody bought it. How much did it go for?
14.
22.
$10,500.
Yeah. Well,
See, I could almost buy that.
Almost.
Wow.
Oh, you could.
Well,
The only problem is I don't have any place to put it. It's so
And you
long
need
it won't fit my
10,500.
driveway.
Okay, well, we've got the answer in our next car.
yeah. Well, if you
There
had
you go.
10,500.
There it is right here. You ready?
Yep. Look at that, baby.
That would fit in your That would fit in your
That
garage.
would fit in my driveway, yes.
I know that people really think that these are cute cars. I think that is one of the ugliest cars I've
Is that
ever
a
seen.
Sunbeam?
No, it's a Nash
Oh, Nash-
Metropolitan.
Okay.
Well, it's kind of
Rub
like
it
a
out.
Sunbeam.
Yeah,
No, it's
kinda-
not. It's
Yeah.
not a Sunbeam. It is an ugly.
Kind of like it.
Kinda.
Golly, it's ugly. 60 Nash Metropolitan. Somebody's very proud of this car. I know. Thank you. I appreciate you. It takes all kinds to make the world go round, and this one is square.
6,000. A little bit more if that hood scoop worked. If that was a functional hood scoop.
Mars?
No, I'm going to go
6,000.
14.
Well, I think that Mars is going to be closer
Yeah.
on this one, $12,600.
Yeah, that's
Now, the next one is mine.
Oh, there you go.
All I can think of is ZZ Top when I
Yep.
see this one.
Eliminator.
1936 Ford Coupe, red in color, aftermarket wheels. My guess would be that it probably has some sort of hot rod motor in it,
Yeah.
based on the price that the car sold for. So there's kind of a hint for you. 36 Ford, Eliminator looking coupe. How much?
I'm going to go 46,000. 46,000 per every year.
yeah. That's probably pretty close. So I'll go with 38.
59,850.
Ouch. So I
Somebody
didn't
wanted
think
that.
that would be quite that popular of a
Yeah.
car.
Now this would be Leslie's car coming up next. This is the movie star car.
Oh, boy.
I don't know how else to put that.
Well,
It
it's
drew
a
my-
Buick, isn't it?
It's not,
Oh,
but you're close. It's a Packard.
okay.
All right,
Which was the one on Rain Man? That was a Buick on Rain Man.
couldn't tell you. 1939 Packard 120. It's a convertible. It's got a real long hood,
Wide white.
wide whites, stock wheels. My guess is it's stock. And boy, is it beautiful. I'm not into that style, but I'll tell you what, drive that down to Galveston Island and take in a show down there at the Opera House.
Wearing your top hat. Yep.
Oh, top hat. No. That would be no hat,
Nice fedora.
with some nice long hair on your head, and you would have some Brill cream in it.
Oh man, dippity doo.
How much would that be, right there? A 1939 Packard 120.
You go first, Michael.
See, I'm thinking that's probably about a $50,000 car.
I was thinking probably 60, 62.
Good, Jeff. You win. That particular car sold for $63,072.
Hot diggity.
Does
So
a
who
fedora
won this?
come with it?
Mike won most of them. I think this is my only one.
Did you underbid most of them?
Me? Oh, I was overbidden.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
Well, in some cases.
Well, that is this week's Hemmings.com Sold Cars Roundup for us. A collection of fine automobilia, selected by Don Armstrong to talk about.
And his automobilia.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to the chat, but it looks like Heitzman was saying like 21,000. He wasn't even close.
Yeah. It's funny because some of those cars, you would think that they would go for more than they did, and others seem to be way out of line in my pocketbook. I wouldn't pay that.
Yeah,
kind of money
it's kind of like that Packard. You know, there's a group of Packard lovers, and they're going to pay top dollar for a nice car. But you know, for me, that's not it. Or the Ford. What'd you say it was a 36 Ford?
Yeah.
To me, a 32 or a 33 would be more to my liking than that 36. So, to each his own.
Yeah.
How much money you got?
Yep.
Just ahead, Mr. Mars reviews the 2025 GMC Sierra Denali EV,
Thank you.
along with Jeff's car culture. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show is back in just a couple of minutes. The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupe Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupe Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupe Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupe Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupe experience with queso flammeado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupe beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupe Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupe Tortilla, he's pretty good. You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com. In Wheel Time hits the road literally when we join the Hot Rod Tour of Texas on April 26th. Watch and listen for more info in the coming weeks right here on In Wheel Time. Thanks for being with us today. Time now for Jeff's Car Culture, and it is going to be 1960s land yachts.
Yeah, the top 5 biggest American cars from the 60s, and here we go. The streets of America needed something new in the 1960s. As cities grew and highways stretched across the nation, drivers wanted more than basic transportation. Detroit answered with big, bold designs like Pontiac's wide track, the Galaxy's wraparound windshield. These designs reflected a national growing optimism in America. So here we go. The first one is a 1965 Oldsmobile 98. In the hierarchy of General Motors' prestige divisions, the 98 represented Oldsmobile's finest engineering achievements. The distinctive split grille design, paired with quad headlamps set in chrome bezels, established a premium presence. A total length, Don, of 222 inches created commanding proportions.
Yeah.
While restrained use of bright work reflected the division's engineering focus on reputation. The next one we have is a 1964 Watt Buick Electra 225 deuce and a quarter. Call it what you will. It's awesome. Named for its impressive length, the deuce and a quarter represented Buick's interpretation of premium motoring. Venti ports along the front fenders continued a Buick tradition dated from 1949. Check this out. The signature Dollar Grin grille featured 225 individual squares, demonstrated the division's attention to detail, hence that's where you get the 225. The Delta Wing tail lamps provided a distinctive nighttime signature that became instantly recognizable on American highways. Gorgeous. The next one we have is a 1966 Chrysler Imperial Crown. This is a nice vehicle. Competing directly against Cadillac, the Imperial established its own unique place in American luxury. Freestanding headlamps, a signature design element since 1961, created an instantaneously recognizable facade. The distinctive gun sight tail lamps, mounted 227 inches from the front bumper, served as a testament to the car's impressive scale. Engineering investments included torsion bar suspension, which at the time were praised for their superior handling. The number 2, here we go, Cadillac Fleetwood Brougham. Cadillac's position as America's standard of luxury found its fullness expressed in the Fleetwood Brougham. The formal roofline, enhanced by a 130-inch wheelbase, that's a big one, established proper proportions for a prestigious vehicle.
I always used to call that the Broham.
Yeah, that's what I do too. Double clear coat paint finishes require extra production time, reflecting the division's emphasis on exterior quality. Minimal bright trim along the body sides demonstrated a restraint in contemporary, and critics praised it. The formal C-pillar design became an industry standard for luxury car profiles. And the number 1 is a 1968 Cadillac Series 75 limousine. As a pinnacle of General Motors' passenger car lineup, the Series 75 embodied the ultimate in luxury motoring. A wheelbase of 149.8 inches provided the foundation for proper limousine proportions. The formal roof design incorporated 3.5 inches of additional headroom for rear compartment passengers, which is good. Unique rear doors, longer than the standard Cadillacs. The facade gracefully enters and exits. So there you go.
Great. Well, that's big.
That's a big one. She's a big
Can't
one.
really understand what we were thinking back in the day when we decided to have those humongous cars.
Well, we were building roads back then, and they wanted to fill the roads up.
Well, apparently they did that quite
and
well.
it was like luxury, it was styling, it was
all the things that apparently America wanted.
Right.
All right, time now for this hour's car review. Mr. Mars has the GMC Sierra Denali EV.
Now, I was surprised to learn that this vehicle, this is the second year of this vehicle. They actually have one in 2024. So it is the 2025 GMC Sierra Denali EV, and it comes in 2 trim levels. You have the Denali Extended Range, or you have the Denali Max Range. We happen to be driving the Max Range. Both are four-wheel drive, short bed, four-door vehicles, the difference being in the range of the vehicles, and that's basically it. Seats 5 passengers. Up front, you're going to find the GMC badge and grille. It's got illuminated, which is kind of a nice, a little different look to it with the whole EV styling that goes into it. It's got assist steps, which are nice to have because it is rolling on some nice 24-inch aluminum wheels, so you got to step up into it. Panoramic sunroof. Had the front E-trunk with a power hood on it. And we had also the Multi-Pro midgate that Don mentioned to get you almost 11 feet of bed length. We also had the Multi-Pro tailgate, which goes in back where the cargo, you actually put that cargo in, and we had some nice cargo lighting in there. And I did actually take that back glass out, and I took the panels out. But the crossbar that goes across there that looks like it's part of the structure that the pictures show comes out, I didn't have enough guts to take it out because I was afraid I couldn't get it back in there after I got the glass and everything else back in it. But it was kind of interesting. Very much avalanche type styling, and I like it, and I think they should have called it that. Going on into the interior, we had the Denali interior, leather seating surfaces, The front seats are heated and ventilated. The second row has heated on the outboard positions, and it is fold up, and it's got storage underneath it. We had the 19.8-inch touchscreen that's there in the middle of the dash. That's where we're going to get the infotainment system, the surround view camera. All your convenience controls are all right in there. In fact, they've moved even more controls up in there instead of having buttons. That are you got to kind of look for some of it. Had the heads-up display, which worked really well. Wireless charger, USB ports, all that kind of technology is in there, including a 7-speaker Bose Premium Auto system with subwoofers on it. Worked really well whenever you cranked it up. Now, we had it's the 2-motor performance E 4-wheel drive system in it, 760 horsepower equivalent, 785 pound-feet of torque. Now, here's where you get into the difference between the two trim levels. This max range has 460-mile range. It's like a 70-mile difference is the way that the range is listed between it and the other trim level. It is a direct drive transmission. It's rated to tow 10,500 pounds with a 1350 payload. Now, its extended range was 390, and this one is 460. Now, I drove this vehicle 203.6 miles. I will tell you I was a little apprehensive about it because typically the vehicles that have 260, 280, 300-mile range, I can't get that out of it the way I drive, so I can't drive it over here to the studio because I don't have the time to sit there for 10 hours to recharge it and then get back home.
10 hours?
Well, if you plug it into 110.
You're not going to plug it into 110. You got to put that on a fast charger.
You got to go find one. But even on a fast charger, it takes a while. It took me to go from 52% to 90 took an hour and a half on this vehicle. But again, it's a bigger battery and it takes a lot more juice to crank it up. I will also say performance-wise, it does say it is a 4-motor performance E 4-wheel drive. It's projected to go 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds.
Wow.
This is an 8,600-pound vehicle. 4.5 seconds. It will, I can't argue with it. I firmly believe that it will do every bit of that. Now, as far as the ride drive goes, it has the Air Ride adaptive suspension on it. You can adjust the suspension up and down 2 inches, but it's got a surprisingly smooth ride. I think a lot of that is because of the weight. I think a lot of it's because of the 24-inch wheeled and tire combination that's on it. And it's also very quiet on the inside. Electric vehicles, you expect them to be kind of quiet, but when you're out on the highway doing highway speeds out here on Racetrack 10, you pick up a little bit of road noise, but it's easily erased with the Bose audio system. It'll take care of that nonsense. Now, the base model price on this vehicle is $91,995. I will tell you the base trim price is $98,400. Again, only 2 trims.
But how much was yours, Mike?
As tested, MSRP is $101,950. But I will tell you. Well, let me tell you this first.
Well,
the Ford Lightning F-150 starts at $62,900. The Hummer EV truck starts at $96,000. Tesla Cybertruck at $79,000, and the Rivian starts at $69,900. So there's a wide range in pricing and stuff there. But I think if all the EVs could build the capacity or build the way this one's built, to where you could literally say, I can drive 300-400 miles out of a 460-mile range, and drive as well as this one does, I think they would sell a lot more EVs. I like this truck, and if you're going to spend that kind of money, you better get one you like. That's my review.
I know that it's on your buy list, isn't it?
Yeah, buy my list over here on the
Bye-bye. Yeah,
Bye-bye.
exactly. The Inwell Time Car Talk Show continues after this break.
Pro-Am Auto Accessories has been serving Houston's auto enthusiasts since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am is known as the place to go to find exclusive and hard-to-find parts and accessories. Pro-Am is one of the very first distributors in the USA for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbo, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier retail and service corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000-square-foot warehouse, showroom, and installation bays. Pro-Am not only sells parts and accessories, but also offers installation and service. Pro-Am is now reaching a worldwide audience through Pro-Am.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. At Pro-Am Auto, you'll be dealing with a small group of professionals who truly want to help you with your automotive needs. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Green Ridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755. The award-winning In Wheel Time Car Talk Show now reaches 5.3 million folks each year. Check us out on InWheelTime.com, the Odyssey Radio app, YouTube, Facebook, and just about every other entertainment source out there, including our live broadcast every Saturday, 10 to noon Central Time. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show has informative automotive guest interviews, new car reviews, along with popular features including Jeff's Car Culture, the latest new cars, cruise-ins, and racing dates. It's InWheelTime.com. Join us. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.